Hi, it's me, Pixie, with a little BDSM chat. I'm not going to age restrict this video, although I will go ahead and say I'm promoting my I Want Clip store with my shirt. That is definitely 18 and up. I'll put the link in the comments, or description, rather. I wanted to talk a little bit about the concept of telling people in general, but usually boys, young men, don't rape. That sentence shouldn't be controversial. Now, the way that it is said and acknowledged could vary. Like putting quotes around it makes it seem kind of lesser than a serious matter. I did that because it was an actual quote. I have a friend who overheard some guys talking, and one of them was saying that when his son goes to parties, he always looks at him and says, "Don't rape." And the other guy told him he shouldn't do that to his kids because his chances of getting laid are slim to none. Which literally tells me one of these people is pro-rape. Let that sink in. If someone is advocating for rape, that either tells me that they are themselves a rapist, or they are complicit when it comes to rape, which tells me they are a complete shitbag. Complete and total. There is no two ways about it. Now, in the kink world, there is consensual non-consent that is sometimes called rape play. And that's dangerous enough when you're consenting to fight, when you're consenting to say no and not have things stop, when you're consenting to being forced. But that's the thing, it's still a game, it's still consensual, it's still fun. It should never be real. If it's actually real, then that's abuse. If you are not allowed to use your safe word in a scene like that, that's abuse. Because even if the actual word no does not mean no, does not mean stop, something does. Because you can withdraw consent at any time. Unfortunately, not all lawmakers or all people agree with that sentiment. And that's why kink right now is more dangerous than I think it's been since in my time playing. Because previously, the only thing you really had to worry about outside of let me not accidentally kill someone, let me not accidentally emotionally damage someone, was someone else deciding that what you were doing was abuse. Like a roommate seeing your bruised butt from a completely consensual spanking scene and say that you're being abused. And then cops can come in, and even if you don't press charges, depending on the scenario and the situation, they can. The state can press charges. And that used to be like the only real fear of like something happening when you play. And now it's literally, hey, I have this abuser. who claims he's kinky, and the judicial system doesn't know what that actually means, so they'll just go with it and be like, okay, yeah, so he's kinky, victim blame, slap on the wrist. Whereas pretty much the act of kink used to be illegal. And those of us who were advocating to legalize consensual kink meant just that, legalize consensual kink. When it's non-consensual, it's no longer kink, it's abuse. It's fucking toxic. It's embarrassing. It's sickening to think how many people seriously think that rape's okay. I guess that's all I have to say for right now. But if you're watching this, if you know anybody who could use this advice, don't rape. It's really simple. Don't rape. Don't abuse. Don't cross boundaries. Discuss everything. And there's this other side of people where a lot of times people are like, oh, I was into it until they asked for explicit consent. Well, tough shit. Sometimes subtle body language is enough. I've definitely been in situations where I've ended up not explicitly asking if something was okay. But I didn't have to. The other person was an active participant. Everything was fine. And I think we should talk about things before we jump into it. I think we should talk about sex before we just start having it. We should talk about kink before we start doing it. And if someone doesn't want to discuss it, that's fine. I don't want to be with you because I want to know where you are. I want to know where you stand. I want to know that everything's okay. And if somebody is unsure, if you have a hard time reading subtle body language because some people don't have that skill, or if you know that you often misread, ask, communicate, talk to your partner. And if your partner doesn't want to discuss things, that's a problem as well, because these things need to be discussed. And it's only once we start discussing sex and kink and safety explicitly and frequently can we start breaking these taboos. Can we start actually having a healthy society that doesn't see sex and kink and polyamory as sinful and disgusting. And polyamory is sinful and disgusting is a whole other video. So I'm going to leave you guys now. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think below. And check out my I Want clips. I've got some head shaving videos. I'm going to have to record a new one pretty soon. And some other stuff up there. So, have a good one, guys.